Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to What's in the Box Track, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Lakers win last night, man, 143-138. Another win I did not like. So before we get started, man, they beat the Spurs last night, by the way. Before we get started, though, let me kind of just say my piece. I don't disparage other teams. I'm a Laker fan, so I will talk mostly about the Lakers, although I will throw in a few things from the other team on occasion. I don't disparage other players. All of that's really goofy at my age. And again, if you're still doing that at my age, man, like you probably should get some help. You're a little corny dude. All right. So Lakers won last night, 143-138. It kind of looked like a back-to-back game. It looked like a game where you played a team three times more recently. Spurs came out desperate to win. They shot excellent, and we'll talk about that in just a second. That team, again, I said yesterday to Spurs fans, look, Pop is coaching. He's coaching that team up. He's got their big men playing pretty well. He's got their threes and wings playing pretty well. You know Pop can make players. So if you're a Spurs fan right now, you're just enjoying the season, man. Go to the games, have fun. I don't see any reason to feel discouraged. I'm sure Spurs fans don't. They have a pretty solid fan base. So I don't know. I wouldn't have too much of a problem. I did not think that was a flagrant 2 last night. A flagrant 1 at the most, largely because of the grab of the arm at the end. But I think the blood and carnage ultimately made that a flagrant 2. I probably would have just called it a common foul and left it at that. So, but either way, Lakers win 143-138. The Lakers last night shot 58% from the field. That is excellent. 51.5% from three. That is something that you can guarantee will not happen very often for any team, let alone the Lakers. And Lakers had 7 blocks last night. Those were all the things I liked last night. Those are all the things that I think I'm hoping the Lakers can keep up. I do not expect 51% from three. That's not normal. That's not going to happen very often. They did survive a pretty poor game from Russ, 6 turnovers. He shot 4 for 12. One thing I will say about Russ, and I know there's a lot of controversy around Russ. I'm a big time fan of how he plays. I think that you need a player to be active like him. The Lakers don't really run an offense that I can see very well. I know that there are better eyes than me that'll be able to tell you what they're doing. But there's a lot of screen and roll, a lot of screen and push towards the paint. And that's all fine and dandy. But when Russ gets in, he gets things active, right? Yesterday also, as I want to note really quickly, the Spurs shot 105. They had 105 attempts to the Lakers 81. Now, we talked about defensive rating which the Lakers are in the top 10 in, but I'm about to kind of go into something that I don't really like about that defensive rating. And I'm going to prove my point here that a team with a high defensive rating is not necessarily a great defensive team. This bottom line. Here are the things I did not like from last night. Russ with 6 turnovers, the Lakers with 17 total turnovers for 20, giving up 24 points. That was the closeness in the game right there for me. It wasn't really the 3-point shooting or the hot shooting from the Spurs. It was giving them so many extra points. The Lakers gave up 50.5% shooting, 48% shooting from three. And the offensive rebounds, man, Lakers they were out rebounded again by 8 rebounds for 30. They were out rebounded overall 47-39. But man, they gave up 17 offensive rebounds to 3 of their own. And now the Lakers are number 2 in the league in defensive rebounds. And I think that actually rings true of all stats. That is the one thing I think they do one of the few things right now that they do very well. But man, they got to clean that offensive rebound up. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. Now, let's talk about this defensive rating, right? So the mathematical formula for this is 100 possessions, right, times points divided by attempts, right? I don't like this stat at all to prove a solid defensive team. Now, a good defensive team is going to be in there regardless. So when you saw last year or the years prior with Golden State Warriors when they were there, the Bucks being there every year, the Miami Heat, when they're up there, and several other teams, I like that. I like the Utah Jazz. I believe it when they're up there. But the Lakers, I do not believe. And I think once you start getting to that 5 and below, it becomes like a fool's gold stat. And let me tell you why. The Lakers are 22nd in the league in opponent points in the paint. They're 28th in the league in giving up fast break points. They're 21st in the league in giving up second chance points. They're 19th in the league in points off of turnovers. They're 28th in the league in offensive rating overall, and they're 25th in the league in assist to turnover ratio. Now, remove those last two stats. Those are closer to offensive, but the first four, man, you're in the bottom of the league in key stats defensively. I just don't believe in that rating. And those are all things the Lakers are going to need to clean up if anything is going to go well for them. It's just not possible to have those stats and win many games. Now, the Lakers have a tough stretch coming up. They play teams like the 76ers. They play teams like the Bucks. The Pacers are playing very well. I don't know if their record is really showing how well they're playing. These are teams you can't get in dogfights with. You had a little bit of youth you have youth on your side with the Spurs. They're going to make a few mistakes, throw the ball out of bounds, things of that nature. But, I don't think they're going to see a team like the Spurs again until they see the Rockets. But I don't know. That's only 4 wins if you can get all 4. The Rockets will also beat you on a good night. So you got to be really careful. I think this next stretch is going to prove who the Lakers really are. Right. That was game 18 last night. 4 more games before I get to my 8th of the league theory, and we'll test that out. If I have to make a call, I'll say a safe call would be 2-2 over the next 4 games. A hopeful call would be 3-1. I'm confident, but I'm not super confident because of those numbers. It is early in the season, and this season looks to be one of those seasons where there's going to be a lot of tired racehorses at the end. Some of these teams started off hot, and they're starting to cool off a little bit, although I still do like the Utah Jazz overall. They have cooled down. I think they've won 2 of their last 8 games. So there are going to be some tired racehorses at the end. Teams that were really, really yelling or shouting are good, like the Dallas Mavericks are actually a 500 team. So the Lakers still have a shot here, right? The Golden State Warriors are 500. They're going to make their way up. The Lakers still have a shot here if they can pick up some of these tougher games. The game against the Bucks is my marquee game, just like the game against Phoenix was my marquee game. They played well against Phoenix, but I expected Phoenix to win that game. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Bucks will give away a game unlike Phoenix. Y'all can disagree with me there, but I really like how Devin Booker is playing in spite of kind of some of the goofy stuff they do on the court. I do like how the Phoenix Suns are playing as a team. So we'll see. I didn't like the win last night. I'm just going to be honest with you. I do like the Lakers free throw shooting. I like the fact that the Lakers are top in the league in points in the paint. I like the fact that they're top in defensive rebounds. They just got to clean up those O boards so that the other team cannot run out. And you're going to have some of these younger teams and smaller teams that are going to just try to run out and make Anthony Davis have to play full court, right? So thank y'all for tuning in, man. This has been What's in the Box. I will catch y'all next game, which the next couple games are all, one day apart. So I will talk to y'all, I guess, Tuesday morning. Holla at y'all, man.